Welcome to my basement. In this episode we will get back to my MSX machine and see if we can get the keyboard working. Let's dive in. So yeah, we're back in the basement with the MSX machine where the keys are not functioning. And last time I made this cheat sheet, I guess, listing all the keys that doesn't work. So yeah, let's see if we can disassemble it, and we will see if I can use the stuff I've gotten in the mail. This is keypad fix and a key puller, which I didn't have before. So these are different pens to clean or scratch away goo, I guess. Yeah, let's see if we are able to open it. So it was only 2 screws to hold the whole thing together, and it's not super dirty in here actually. Some dust, but not bad. So not able to see into the RF modulator, but other than that it looks very nice. There's no corrosion, just a little bit of dust, that's all. I really don't like these cables because they used to get, when they get old, they get very brittle, and yeah, when they fail, they fail. So yeah, after some cleaning and scrubbing, it looks pretty nice actually. Yes, so it's time to move on and try to fix the switches that are broken. I'm not sure if you can see this, but every button has a top part which you're supposed to be able to release, and then you get to the innards of the switch, and we can see what's going on. But the idea was to only disassemble the ones that are broken and try to fix them, and not touch the ones that are actually working, because this plastic is very thin, and there's of course a danger of breaking the switch or breaking the housing of the switch. So yeah, let's try to get one off and see how that fares. Okay, so this is the escape key, and as I tried to demonstrate in the last video, there is a rubber dome. If you can see that. Okay, so inside the switch there are didn't look too bad actually, these two pads, and the rubber dome is pushed down on those pads, and inside the dome there is a if you can see it, it's the carbon that closes the contacts. So if this gets worn out, or if the switch or the pads in here gets corroded, it will be bad contact. But actually none of these looked very bad, so it's strange. Okay, so I've cleaned all the problematic keys, and I'll do the arrow keys later. I just want to check if this is actually functioning. When I put the keyboard in place and was going to put the cable in, I saw that these the last one there and the two ones on this side, the metal pins have been, they're not stuck to the plastic anymore, and one was twisted, and yeah, I'm not sure if that happened when I took it out or if somebody else has been in here before, and that might also be the reason why some of the keys were not functioning, of course, but I don't know. So let's try to fit the keyboard again, and yeah, as I said, I hate these cables. Let's take it out again and see if the... Okay, so that sort of worked. It was not twisted like last time, at least, so maybe there has been a dude here before trying to fix stuff and made it worse. There we go. And the other cable. I have not put the the caps on yet. I want to test if it works, and if it doesn't work it will be easier to get access again. These caps were a bit tricky when you have to release every corner, and when you release the last corner they actually jump at you, so you have to be careful to not lose them when they come flying. So I just hold my finger on top of the button when I release the last corner to catch the top. Okay, let's turn it on, I guess, and see if we still have something that works. Okay, so it started, at least. Let's okay, so the 2 is working, 3 is working, nice. The O key is working, the Q key is working, the dollar key is working, the M key is working, the X key is working. So the left or right key is working here, but nothing else. So let's do a full. Okay, so everything actually works. I'm starting to wonder if it was the cable all along. So since this still doesn't work, but everything here now works, I guess the cleaning did the job. That was very, very nice. Yeah, let's try to put the caps on so I don't lose the innards of all these buttons, and try to get this one off next. Okay, so while testing the keyboard I found something I probably need to fix. The video jack here is pretty loose compared to the audio one, which is hold fast very nicely. So yeah, I wonder if I have to desolder this one and do something about it before it breaks. And they snap nicely into place here. So yeah, that was the last one, and let's see if we can get this plastic cover off and do some scrubbing. I guess it doesn't look very nice. Yeah, that's why it felt so weird, because there are springs here, of course. So the bigger buttons have springs, but the smaller buttons don't. And yeah, there was a lot of grime under here as well, so cleaning time. But the immediate problem is that this is different buttons, and these might not be as easy to fix. Okay, so I have cleaned up the area, but it's not possible to disassemble these buttons, so I tried to get some electronic spray in them. So up sort of works. If you press hard, down is working, and right is working as it always has, but okay, now it's coming actually. So I found the service manual with the part number for these cursor keys, but they are nowhere to be found on the internet, so, and I'm not sure which buttons I could use as replacements either, so yeah, I'm happy I got the keyboard working all the way, because that was the most important part. The cursor keys I won't use that much. I will use a joystick when playing games, of course, and yeah, it would be handy writing basic programs to be able to navigate, but until I find the replacement switches, I will just have to wiggle my way through the basic scripts, I guess. And as we can see here, it's actually an Alps keyboard with Alps switches. So yeah, it's a fairly good keyboard for that day and age. Okay, so we are back. I have cleaned the keys and I've dried them, let them air dry for a couple of days. And yeah, so we will see if we can fit them to this keyboard. I mounted the keyboard before I'm trying to fit the keys. Not sure that was a good idea. We will see, I guess. So yeah, all buttons are in, or all keys, I should say. So let's hook it up to the machine and see if the keyboard still works. So as you saw when I dismantled this thing, it's only 2 screws and some hinges in front here holding it together, so it's fairly easy to disassemble. It's actually control stop to break the program in MSX Basic, which had me wondering for a while because I thought ESC would do something, but apparently not. Yeah, the keyboard works again. What doesn't work that great is these buttons. They work when I wiggle them, so the ideal solution there would be to change the switches and also to wear my glasses at all time because I've obviously put these in the wrong way. So the right and the left button is pointing at each other, which has never been seen before on an MSX machine, I guess. Well, yeah, except for that, I'm really happy that I got it working, and now I have to disassemble it again to make this look good. Okay, so it booted again after I disassembled everything and got the arrow keys in the correct direction. So yeah, let's tackle the other problem I found, which is this video connector, which is loose. So we have to get the motherboard out. To get the error in focus, not sure if you see, but this solder joint is broken off. Luckily it doesn't look like the pad on the PCB has released, so we will just remove the solder here and add some new solder, and that will probably hold the video jack in place, I guess. So I think that did the trick. The connector is now as steady as the one next to it. So yeah, let's clean up the board some and also assemble it. Okay, so we have fixed the video plug as well, hopefully, and let's see if it still works. So yeah, with the exception of the arrow keys, it seems to be fully functional. So yeah, we got the keyboard working, and that was great. The cursor keys are still not 100%, but everything else is working very nicely. So I'm still waiting for a package in the mail, but once that arrives, we will have a look at some games for the MSX machine and some solutions to load games on this old hardware. If you are aware of some replacement cursor switches that will be compatible with my MSX machine, please let me know in the video comment section. If you like videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I do hope to see you next time.